rather than manually changing formats. Let's move on to talk about columns. WordPerfect allows you to define and type columns in a variety of styles to make attractive, visually interesting documents, such as flyers and newsletters. Let's explore columns by looking at this neighborhood newsletter. You can type the name and headline if you like, or make up your own. For now, let's go right into the column feature. Alt F7 takes you into the Math column menu. Choose option 1 for columns, then 3 for define. At the text column definition menu, select 1, and you see 3 options: newspaper, parallel, and parallel with block protect. The newspaper option would give you columns that snake from the bottom to the top of a whole page. You might choose this option if you had very long articles, or if you were cutting and pasting after typing. But if you are typing moderate-length articles and doing all editing on screen, you will probably want to choose parallel or parallel with block protect. Option 2, parallel, will give you the most flexibility. For our next example, we will choose 2. Next, select option 2 to change the number of columns. We'll type a 3 and return. You can change the margins and space between columns in the same manner. WordPerfect also does this automatically for you. Use the exit key to save these changes. The columns are defined, but not in force. To turn on the column format, select 1 for column on. Check your status line and you'll see a column 1 indication. Now you can type your first column of text. You don't have to return at the end of lines. WordPerfect uses word wrap within columns just like it normally does without the column feature turned on. When you're ready to move to your second column of text, use Control-Enter together, and the cursor jumps up to the beginning of the second column. Type the text of your second column, and when you reach the end, again use Control-Enter to move to the top of your third column. When you come to the end of the text you want in columns, deactivate the column feature by going back to the columns menu. Use Alt F7. Select 1 for columns, and then 2 for columns off, and your status line indicates no columns are in effect now. You can edit these 3 columns of text, but moving around is a little tricky. Move to the ends of lines within columns using Home and arrow keys, and move from column to column with Alt and arrow keys. If you want to combine columns, go to the top of column 2 and backspace. Then when you want your second column to start, use Control-Enter again. It will take some playing around with columns to get used to how they work, but the effects you can get are well worth it. We will save, name, and exit this document.